Hello friends, and welcome back to another reaction video. I'm your host, Ghost Love Tacos, and boy, it feels good to be back. Today I'm going to be reacting to Samson, A Quick Word, which was recommended by several of you. At the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and include some photos of my dog, as I mentioned in a previous video. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into it.
Every night before I go to sleep, I speak to the man that rules above. He helps get me through these trying times. He guides my way and gets me through the mud. As a mortal man, I put my life in your hands, cause I know you'll do everything to steer me straight. And because of that, a lot of people tell me that I'm wrong, and they act like they're right, but it's clear they ain't. They smear your name, but I fear your reign. Some folks don't.
Can I just say right off the bat, Samson has a really good flow, so everybody who recommended him to me in the first place, thank you. I didn't even know he existed, and he has a really, really good flow. It's nice to transition between him, Adam Calhoun, Tom McDonald, and pretty much any other rapper you guys have suggested, because, I mean, they all have really nice flows. But yeah, back into it.
Don't know how much you sacrifice, and when judgment day comes, they're gonna be sorry, cause they're all gonna have to pay a massive price. But I won't, cause I live for you. No matter how many of my peers doubt me, every breath I take and every step I make is in your name. That'll never change. Dear Fauci, Easter's coming up. Do you think that I could...
Okay, I didn't see that coming. Dear Fauci, let me drop it back 10 seconds.
In your name, that'll never change. Dear Fauci, Easter's coming up. Do you think that I could spend it with my loved ones? Maybe open up the window, let the wind blow. Maybe circulate the air, mix it up some. No, I was kidding too. It's just a little joke. I would never disapprove. I already put the chip.
So I gotta ask, after the first maybe 6 months to a year of the pandemic, when we all got to the point where we're like, okay, this is kind of getting silly. Everybody made their plans for the holidays. Everybody's excited to see their family. And then Dr. Fauci comes on the news. I think it was the news. And he's like, okay, guys, you're not allowed to get together with your families this year. Who listened? How many of you actually listened? Now, I remember seeing on the news, in California, Washington, Oregon, New York, a very few states that were actually having cops show up at their houses for having more than, I think it was 4 people over, or having more than 4 or 5 people in the house. The insanity. But yeah, back into it.
Here 6 feet apart and cut a little hole in my mask big enough to get my spoon through. Yup. Yes, my lord. Vaccine cards are gonna get checked at the door. I don't care if my brother, my father, my mother doesn't have it. If they don't, they can go next door. They're not welcome at my table. I don't care if you've already had it. There ain't nothing you can tell me. This is fatal. I ain't buying into the junk that Trump sold you. Chumps, fuck your narrative. I'm not gonna help you with your fable. I'm trying to keep my health stable. They don't even have their booster shots. They're my family and I love them to death, but they're gonna kill me if I let...
So this is so funny. Obviously, he's it's all satire. He's being very sarcastic. Now on the booster shots, the vaccines, and everything, obviously everything about it is controversial, right? I don't think I need to get into that. Everybody has their own opinion. Facts are being pushed as truth, left and right. It's ridiculous. But the one thing that I always think about that always gets me going is there's a website, a government website, cdc.gov. They actually talk about the COVID shot and, the booster and the effectiveness. And, what's not widely talked about is the effectiveness. And it's something along the lines of or they actually state, we don't know how well the COVID vaccine works against COVID. We don't know how long it lasts either. But what they have managed to scramble up was something along the lines of 8%, or the COVID vaccine works, it boosts your immunity by 8 to 13% for the first 1 to 2 weeks, and then it doesn't really work anymore. Which, don't quote me on those exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure it was right around those levels. But yeah, back into it.
Let him in, should I do it or not? And my friend keeps trying to convince me that he's fine because he's been vaccinated, but it isn't the same. He only got 2 shots, that was 6 months ago. You gotta get 3, now the definition has changed. He better stop bitching because he might need 4, maybe every quarter of it.
I think we all know why the boosters are being put out. I mean, anybody with common sense would understand that it's not about boosters and protecting you against COVID. It's about money. every single time you get a booster shot that's free, someone's getting paid.
There might be more. Why would you ask questions at a time like this? I mean, I could loot a Nike store. Always talking about natural immunity, vitamin C and capsules of glutamine, water and exercise, going to the gym and eating healthy, zinc and potassium. Ooh-wee. He probably loves Joe Rogan, and that's why his views are inapt. I mean, fucking immune.
Isn't that so funny what he just said about his views are inapt? Joe Rogan, you know, nowadays if you like Joe Rogan, you must be far right. No reason. He agrees about some stuff Republican and Democrat, but if you support Joe Rogan, you must be a hard right Republican. Like the insanity, guys.
Systems? How stupid is that? When have we ever relied on those? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. What? Before 2020? Don't be a dummy. You know that was such a long time ago. This is more than the flu, misfortune and doom. This is apples and oranges, a fork and a spoon. Just two different things that you can't even compare. And if you want to go there, you're a moron if you do. Idiot. Probably doesn't watch the news. He probably does his own research. He's a doctor too. Thinks critically, informs an opinion to the best of his advantage. I mean, I can't even talk to you. Have you not seen the SNL skits?
Now, what he just said about being a doctor, he's probably a doctor too. You know, it's so funny. Left and right aside, the whole comment section, whether you're disproving something or trying to agree with it, whatever, both sides disagree with each other 100%. They will fight tooth and nail to say you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Like, it's so funny.
Rest in hell. Piece of shit, don't even go there. I know you've heard the songs with Stephen Colbert. I know you've seen all of those vaccine musicals on the late night shows. How could you not? And if you don't believe those, I don't think that's what Fauci would want, huh? Nah, fuck the AIDS pandemic. That was way back in the 80s, man, forget it. I don't care that you got everything wrong back then, too. This is like way damn different. I'm willing to give you a second chance and a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Man, I don't like to get into the technical shit.
Can I just pause it for a moment and say, like, again, this guy's a lyrical genius. Somebody said, I think he's in his really early 20s, like 21, 22, 23 or something, and he is very talented. Obviously, he's been doing this for a really long time, but it's really shining through.
Shit, just tell me how many more injections to get. Gain of function. That's just Republicans saying some dumb shit. I don't count that, fuck it. It's not about how many mistakes you make. It's when you make a mistake and how you bounce back from it. And you're real fucking good at that. There's so many things that have come to light. You could probably do something horrible like kill a dog and nobody would even... Oh, right. I don't mind if you butchered beagles. You can murder my grandma. I wouldn't look at it as evil as long as one of them doesn't do it with their careless actions. Maskless, ruthless people. It's like folks don't believe in you anymore. All the faith and the trust is gone. I don't care that you put hounds 6 feet deep in the ground. I always root for the underdog. Alright, I'm done fucking around. Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and then expecting a different result. That's not the exact definition of the word. It was Einstein's, but it makes sense, so it holds. Look, if I was your fitness coach and I was giving you routines to get to your goals, but you kept getting fatter and you weren't getting thinner, would you keep paying for me to assist you? No. Or better yet, what if I was your physician and you came to me with a sickness and I'm supposed to fix it and I gave you a bunch of prescriptions and they didn't work over the course of 2 years? Would you find someone different? I think there's a good chance you would, and if you wouldn't, guess what? It's your choice, and that's the good thing about living in America, at least until now, you had a voice. This has been a pain in the ass for everybody. It's really been a bitch from the start, but how many times you gotta get fucked before you realize they don't have your best interests at heart?
Facts. Facts. Alright, so that was Samson, A Quick Word. I actually really enjoyed that song. This is actually, I think, only the second song from Samson that I've actually listened to. But that guy is very talented, a lyrical genius, honestly. I like how everything flows together. He had one nice transition in the song, which was when he was inside and he jumped to outside, which was really cool. And what he stated at the end about the doctors, I mean, you know, there are some good doctors out there, family doctors. Some doctors just trying to get through their day, you know, that will help you and give you what you need. But then there's the doctors who are like, you know what? This is not really an issue, but it's not really curable either. Just give them a prescription that they can live off of for the rest of their life to keep paying, you know? There's no reason for that prescription. But anyways, with that being said, I wanted to thank all of you. I have surpassed 100 subscribers, which means a lot to me because I remember when I first started YouTube, I didn't think I would make it past 10 subscribers, which completely baffles me. So thank you guys. And thank you everybody who commented on my video with my dog and me talking about my wife. It really means a lot to us. We actually read all the comments together, and I do appreciate it. We greatly appreciate you. And if you're still watching me at the end of the video, I'm going to include, I think, 1, 2, maybe 3 photos of my dog. He's recovering. He's walking around with this cone, and it's actually a really fun sight to see. But with that being said, please feel free to like the video. And if you haven't already subscribed, definitely feel free. I appreciate it. But yeah, off to more recommendations. Have a beautiful night, guys. Peace.